So how many of you are familiar with Greek mythology at all?
Not Greek, so.
Who's heard of Leda and the swan?
I'm going to take this not so familiar. Demetra.
But basically, Zeus had a lot of affairs with women, and actually found he had 128 children total. 62 with like other goddesses, 66 with like mortal women, and only 6 to his wife. So that's 3 children to his wife for every other 64 children. Crazy. And Hera would like punish the wives. There's other women if you found out. Like there's Echo was a nymph that was like sent by Zeus to like distract Hera when he went all his like parties and stuff. And Hera found out and took away her voice, and she had to repeat everything that was said to her. But Leda was this like beautiful woman with blonde, long hair, and Zeus, either depending on what version you read, raped or seduced her in the form of a swan, so his wife wouldn't find out. And so the poem I'm analyzing is Leda's Sister and the Geese by Catherine Machen, I guess. And just some notes, Leda's Sister is fictionalized by this author. Like I found no record in Greek mythology about her. And yeah, so I'm going to read it and then tell you my thoughts on it. So, all the boys always wanted her, so it was no surprise about the swan, man, god, whatever he was. That day I was stuck at home as usual, while she got to moon around the lake, supposedly picking lilies for dye. Think I would have let some pair of wings catch me and bury me under the weight of the sky. She came home whimpering, whined out the whole story, said she was sore afraid she'd got pregnant. Sore, I'll bet, the sigh she described, and pregnant figures, no guess who'll get to help her with the kid, or a hair forbid, more than one. Twins run in our damn family. Never you mind, dear, Mother said. Your sister will take on your chores. Sure, as though I wasn't already doing twice as many as my own. So now I clean, I spin, I weave, I bake, fling crusts to feed these birds I wish to Hades every day, while she sits smug in a wicker chair and eats sweetmeats and combs that ratty golden hair. So, in the first stanza, this is on page 860 if you want to look at it, but you don't have to. And in the first stanza, she mentions the swan man, god, whatever he was. Like he was Zeus, and by not referring to him as Zeus, she sort of presents her annoyance with Zeus because she gets more responsibilities because of Leda. And in the second stanza, it talks about her like resentment towards her sister for like she's stuck with all the chores. All Leda gets to go out and do chores, and well, she just like walks around. And in the third stanza, it's about the wood, like think I would have let some pair of wings catch me, and that I think can be taken 2 ways. That the sister's sort of jealous that Zeus didn't pursue herself and instead pursued Leda, or that sort of saying that her sister is sort of silly that she was so easily seduced. And sore afraid in the 4th stanza is a reference to Luke 2:9 in the Bible, and the shepherds are like really afraid of this like voice of God, and Leda's really afraid that she's going to get pregnant, something's going to happen to her because Hera will find out. And in the 5th stanza, Hera forbid is sort of like God forbid, and sort of funny because Hera's a goddess. And that if Hera found out, she would do something really, really bad to Leda and the children. And the comment about twins run in our damn family, Leda actually has 2 eggs, like 2 geese eggs, and she gives, there's a lot of variations, and in the first variation is she gives birth to Castor from Zeus, and okay, I should mention, she also slept with her husband the same night Zeus raped or seduced her. So one of the children is from Zeus and the other is from her husband. And so Castor is Zeus's child and Polydeuces is her husband's child. And they make the Gemini twins because one's immortal and one's mortal. And in another variation, there's actually a pair of twins in each egg. And so there's Castor and Clemenstra, and then Polydeuces and Helen of Troy. They started the battle of the Iliad. And so that's sort of funny because she ends up giving birth to either one set of twins or two sets of twins. And then in the 6th stanza, she talks about flinging crust to feed these birds, which I took as the offspring, the children. She's calling them birds, even though they're like normal people. And the last thing I noticed was the ratty golden hair, because everywhere else, like, Leda has this beautiful hair, and her sister's calling it ratty.
Which denotes her bitterness,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. All right, good job.